Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Well, got about a 16 footer on here. Let's see what we got. (16 foot 6 inch by 8.5, 9 inches on the small end. So we got the piss centered. Time to make a D-log. Should be 1, 2, 3 done. Let's get to it. Well, folks, you might have guessed that 1, 2, 3 plan didn't quite work out. There was just so much more taper in this log that, as you will see, if you hadn't noticed already, I'm not cutting it 1, 2, 3. I'm actually having to cut some flitches out and take some boards out of it and kind of mess around with it a little bit. You'll see a little more of that here shortly. But, you know, sometimes, well, what do they say? The best laid plans of mice and men. It happens. Logs grow the way Mother Nature wants them to grow, and you know, you may have a plan. You may look at a log and say, man, I can just zip this one down. 1, 2, 3, off the deck it goes. And then you notice that Mother Nature wasn't playing the way you wanted Mother Nature to play, and so you couldn't. But that's okay. And while I'm at it, folks, you know what? If you like this video, you know what to do. That's right. Hit that like button for me. It helps me out quite a bit, folks. I really appreciate it if you do, so thank you very much for that. Now, let's get back to it. We'll get it done. We'll get this knocked into a D-log. Let's get her done. That log had so much taper in it, I decided, you know what, to heck with it. It should have been zip, zip, zip done Famous last words, folks. I got into it and I went, I'm gonna have to take a flitch out of this. And then when I turned it, I went, this thing is too bent. It's not gonna work out the way I wanted. So I had to just mess around with it, flip it around, took a big wedge out of the bottom of it, said to heck with it. And now I've got the pith centered and I've got a 6-inch D-log. And honestly, I don't know that I could have got a whole lot more out of that log the way it was. So who knows if it'll dry grade or not? Don't really care. It's gonna be fine. It's a log cabin. So now I gotta peel it. Let's get to it. Let's get busy.
Just to live it right, but the devil's on my heels, whispering in my ear, your ends are coming, boy, or are you too deaf to hear? When night falls dim and the dark lasts way too long, but I find my comfort in the blanket of black, like it was my home. Colder than the bottom of a well, giving it hell the best I can. But it never seems to fail, I never prevail. I'm just another broken man. I'm a broken
Smell it? Fresh pine. Smells good. For a video like this, I should sell like pine scented things, and you get to light it up and turn it on, whatever. You'd get that pine smell going when you watch this video. That'd be the best way, I think. Come to the cabin, he said. It'll be fun. You'll peel logs. It'll be fun to peel a log. Well, for me. Pine sap shower. Cologne of men in the woods. Well, I guess, or women. Anybody can be out here. Goes with the man glitter. Man glitter and pine sap. Somebody didn't clamp it down as hard this time, so you could move it. You'd almost think I'm getting smart. Let's not get carried away. Oop. Not that smart, I guess. No idea why I got pine bark down my shirt, wife. Honey, it's just pine bark. It's a new form of man glitter. Almost there. It's a good thing. It's gotten warm out again. Get warm, folks. Sun came out again. Glistening pine sap. All right, I think we're good. I need to get the forks on the tractor. That'll make life easier. So, I think we'll do that. All right. Wasn't that fun? So we ended up throwing this older dlog across the back here because that one is not very nice, and honestly it needs to get trimmed down a bit, but it's not sitting nice and even. None of this really is any longer. I think it's the nature of the beast. You know, if you're gonna dry D-logs, you really shouldn't do it this way. It was a great idea, and you know, it was actually my dad had suggested doing this so that I could demonstrate what we were doing. And I think it was a great idea. And Dad, I love you, appreciate it. It's worked really good. However, now that we are 3.5 feet up the wall, it ain't working. And the truth is, the bottom 2 feet worth of logs, I dried those on pallets, just like I would normally dry any lumber, stacked and stickered. And we're gonna go back to that. Now, I didn't peel them, I should have. That was a goof up on my part, but we're peeling them all now, and they look good. So that one turned out pretty good. So I think at this point, folks, we are gonna stop stacking logs up on here, with possibly one exception. And that'd be the next D-log I make if I decide to get it done before we leave this week. I'm not thinking I will, honestly. I got one more log here I want to do, and then, well, it's getting a little bit later in the day. It's already 3 o'clock. So we're going to take a quick break, and then I think we're going to jump into the next one. So for now, I hope you enjoyed that video. And then you know what? Let me know what you think in the comments. I definitely won't be drying them this way anymore. And if you're building D-logs, you probably know, you know, my first D-log videos, I was doing it all on pallets, like I do the rest of my lumber, and that's the way you really should do them. So we'll be going back to that. If for no other reason, this looks cool. I mean, it's great and all. It's not the best way to dry logs, though, frankly. And it's actually too challenging. Ultimately, if you're gonna start stacking logs, they should be dry, which puts them about half as heavy. That helps a lot. And B, you should be leaving them there, screwing them in and moving on. You can do them wet, and I may do some wet, because once you screw them down, they're not gonna settle or anything like that. That's the one thing with a D-log cabin, whether you use you know, pins like rebar or whether you screw them down, they don't settle. They shrink in both directions. So you get a bigger gap between them, and that's what chinking's for. So in any case, for now, that's all I got for you. So do me a favor, hit that like button. I'll drop another video right here for you to check out. Y'all have a great day. The old Jarhead out.